Have you noticed how Marinette is the target of so much criticism in the 6th season of Miraculous Ladybug? But why? What has changed? Marinette has always been a beloved character, with her captivating and energetic personality. However, something seems to be different now. Is it the script's fault? Are the fans being unfair? Or did Marinette really make decisions that displeased many? Today, we're going to delve deep into this topic and understand the reasons behind all this controversy involving Marinette. But before we start, if you're a fan of the Miraculous Ladybug universe, leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell so you don't miss any updates about your favorite characters. The 6th season of Miraculous Ladybug brought some attitudes from Marinette that left many people divided. If before she was everyone's favorite, now there are many people criticizing her decisions, and even calling her selfish. One example that caused a stir was how Marinette dealt with her emotions during important missions, not letting her friends and now her allies, as new heroes, do their jobs. As Ladybug, she has always been the responsible leader, but this time, it seems that her choices were more impulsive. This left many fans frustrated and questioning whether she is still the same heroine we met at the beginning of the series. And we can't ignore the controversy surrounding her relationship with Adrien. While some root for the couple, others think that Marinette went too far with her attempts to win him over. Some people say that she has become obsessive and that her actions are hindering the romance more than helping it. But isn't all of this part of her growth? After all, Marinette is still a teenager trying to deal with a million responsibilities and emotions at the same time. Maybe these decisions show that, deep down, she is also learning and evolving like any of us. But before we start, welcome to the channel. Here we talk about the Miraculous Ladybug universe. Your opinion is very important to the Miraculous community. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Our goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers and, with your help, we will achieve it. One of the most debated issues by fans in the 6th season of Miraculous Ladybug is how the script changed the focus of the plot. If before the series perfectly balanced the action against the akumatized villains and the personal dramas of the characters, now it seems that the internal conflicts, especially Marinette's, took center stage. This narrative choice divided the audience, and many wonder, are these changes for the better? Marinette, as the main character, has always been admired for her courage, determination, and her clumsy side, which made her extremely relatable. However, this season, the writers decided to show a more vulnerable side of the character, delving deeper into her fears, insecurities, and emotional dilemmas. For some fans, this was a good move, as it humanized the character even more, revealing that even heroes have their weaknesses. On the other hand, there are those who think that this approach has made Marinette more burdened, as if the character had lost some of her lightness and spontaneity, characteristics that have won over the audience since the beginning of the series. In addition, the dynamic between Marinette and Adrien has undergone notable changes. What was once seen as a sweet and innocent romance is now more complicated, full of tension and frustrating moments. Instead of heartwarming scenes, such as the famous dance at the prom in the 3rd season, many viewers feel that the writers are forcing misunderstandings and unnecessary conflicts to prolong the couple's story. This has generated criticism, because, instead of making the audience root for the two even more, it has ended up alienating some fans, who were expecting more meaningful moments between Ladybug and Noir. Another point that has generated controversy was the greater emphasis given to other characters. Although it is interesting to see Alia, Luca, and even the villains getting more space and development, many believe that this was done at the expense of Marinette. As the protagonist, she should shine more, but some say that in some episodes, it seems as if Ladybug herself is being erased to make room for side plots. This imbalance has led some fans to question whether the writers are still as committed to the essence of the series as they were in the first seasons. It is important to remember that, as time goes by, every series needs to evolve to maintain the interest of the audience, and Miraculous Ladybug is no exception. However, this evolution also comes with risks. Fans' expectations are very high, especially since the series has become a global phenomenon. Many expected the 6th season to be the best yet, but the changes in narrative and tone of the story ended up dividing opinions. Are these changes a sign that the series is trying to mature along with its audience? Or are the writers moving away from the formula that made Miraculous so beloved? It is a fact that the most passionate fans expect twists and turns that justify these choices, and perhaps the season still has surprises in store to win over even the most rigorous critics. In the meantime, the discussion continues. Is the new approach to Miraculous Ladybug enriching the series or deviating it from what it has always been? Only the unfolding of the episodes will be able to answer this question. But one thing is certain. The changes in the script gave a lot to talk about and proved that the series still has the power to stir the emotions of the fans. Another factor that contributed to the wave of criticism directed at Marinette in the 6th season was the way in which her decisions negatively impacted other characters. Throughout the series, it has always been emphasized that Marinette is a leader, a strategist, and a loyal friend. However, this season, some of her attitudes, which could be justified by her pressure as guardian of the Miraculous, were interpreted by part of the audience as selfish or poorly planned. A clear example of this is how Marinette, in her attempt to protect her friends and allies, sometimes makes decisions without consulting anyone, which ends up generating unintended consequences. Although her intentions are noble, this has put her in conflict with characters who have always been by her side, such as Alia and Luca. These disagreements have generated moments of tension in the plot, but have also divided fans, with some considering Marinette's actions justified by the responsibility she carries, while others see them as signs that the character is losing control. In addition, her relationship with Adrien has gained an extra layer of complexity, which has not pleased everyone. Marinette has always been seen as a character determined to win over her true love, but in the 6th season, her behavior towards Adrien seems more distant and confused. For many fans, this has taken away the charm of the relationship that was one of the main reasons to watch the series. Marinette seems hesitant, full of doubts and fears, which is understandable from a human point of view, but which ended up frustrating some of the audience who were looking forward to more romantic moments and resolutions. Another point of debate revolves around the emotional weight that Marinette carries as the guardian of the Miraculous. This responsibility has always been presented as a significant burden, but the 6th season further highlighted the impact this has on her personality and decisions. Marinette is just a teenager trying to balance her school life, her friendships, and an unrequited love, while protecting the world from constant threats. However, many fans felt that the script exaggerated her flaws, making her a character more susceptible to serious mistakes, which ended up damaging the image of the heroine that viewers admired so much. An example of this burden is how Marinette began to prioritize her responsibilities as a guardian above all else, often neglecting her personal relationships. This made her seem distant and disconnected from the characters that, at the beginning of the series, she always put first. While this may be a natural reflection of their growth and maturity, some audiences felt that this approach made the series less lighthearted and more dramatic, which contrasts with the optimistic tone of the early seasons. The consequences of this change did not go unnoticed. Marinette faced internal conflicts that made her question her ability to continue as Ladybug and Guardian, something that generated emotional moments but also divided opinions. For some fans, this vulnerability brought more depth to the character, showing that even the strongest heroes can falter. For others, however, these constant failures gave the feeling that Marinette was being mischaracterized, transforming her into someone who no longer seemed like the confident and inspiring leader she once was. Finally, the relationship between Marinette and Adrien also underwent significant changes, which generated dissatisfaction among part of the audience. While the first seasons were marked by light and adorable moments between the two, the 6th season brought a more serious tone full of uncertainty. Marinette seemed to constantly hesitate in her feelings, while Adrien, in turn, distanced himself emotionally. This dynamic, although more mature and realistic, took away some of the charm that made their relationship one of the highlights of the series. Despite all the criticism, it is important to recognize that these changes can also be seen as an attempt by the writers to evolve the story and the characters. Marinette is facing more complex challenges, which reflects the series' desire to grow along with its audience. However, this evolution needs to be balanced so as not to lose the essence that has won over so many fans over the years. Marinette's future as Ladybug still promises great twists and turns, and it is up to the fans to decide if they are willing to embark on this new phase. Another relevant point is the emotional weight that Marinette carries as the guardian of the Miraculous. The series has always emphasized that this is an immense responsibility, but in the 6th season, it becomes even clearer how this burden is affecting the character. Marinette is not just a teenager facing the typical challenges of her age, such as school and friendships. She is a guardian who must protect a powerful legacy and ensure the safety of the world against the threats of Hawkmoth. This constant pressure ends up reflecting on her behavior, making her more vulnerable. Her insecurities and impulsive decisions show how much she carries a burden that she shouldn't have to carry alone. Although the series tries to explore this emotional burden, the audience's reactions vary. Some fans appreciate the maturity and realism brought by this new phase of Marinette, while others regret the loss of the lightness and fun that marked the previous seasons, in which the character was more relaxed and spontaneous. In the 6th season, The pressure on Marinette is greater than ever, making her more susceptible to making mistakes. This has generated discussions about whether fans are being fair in criticizing the lack of lightness. After all, how many teenagers would be able to handle the pressure of saving the world while still trying to lead a normal life? This dilemma reveals a more human side of the character, but it also raises the question: to what extent can we demand that she be perfect? The reaction from fans has been intense, and this is no surprise. The series has generated a lot of debate on forums, social networks, and videos, with differing opinions about the direction the story is taking. Some believe the series is trying to grow with the audience, while others feel it is compromising its essence. The fact is that Miraculous Ladybug remains one of the most popular series, and the changes have kept fans engaged and attentive. Marinette's future as Ladybug and Guardian of the Miraculous is increasingly unpredictable. Are the writers setting up a big twist that will make sense of all the choices made so far? Or did Season 6 mark the beginning of a phase that will alienate some fans from the series? These questions generate a huge wave of speculation among followers, and the anxiety to see what will happen next is palpable. One thing is certain: Marinette remains the heart of the series, and her choices shape the events that unfold. She's no longer just a teenager trying to balance her life with being a superhero, but a guardian carrying a much heavier burden. This transformation made the character more complex and vulnerable, which is why she has faced moments of insecurity and made impulsive decisions. On the one hand, many fans are enjoying seeing a more mature Marinette dealing with deeper issues. The realistic approach, which shows the impact of responsibility on her, brought a new layer of complexity to the story. On the other hand, some missed the lightness and fun of the first episodes, which focused more on action and romance, without so many heavy issues. For these fans, the climate of drama and responsibility has made the series more serious and less fun, which may alienate those who enjoyed the energy of previous seasons. The big question is, are fans being fair with their criticism? How many teenagers would actually be able to handle the weight of saving the world while facing the typical dilemmas of that stage of life? This is an important point to consider. Marinette is in an extremely difficult situation, and although she makes mistakes, it is natural that she is going through this. After all, what she is going through is far from easy to bear. In the end, many fans are eager to know what comes next. Will Marinette be able to overcome her struggles and find a balance between being a heroine and continuing to be a teenager with feelings, doubts, and desires? Will the series be able to balance drama and fun in a way that wins back the entire audience? The future of Miraculous Ladybug is at stake, and the next seasons will be crucial to see whether the series can reconnect with older fans or stray even further from what made it so successful in the beginning. What we do know is that Marinette's journey is far from over, and the next episodes promise to bring many surprises. The question remains: will the changes be enough to win over fans who are now divided? Only time will tell. If you've made it this far, I'm glad you enjoyed the content. Don't forget to comment and leave your opinion here. It's important. And also subscribe to the channel. We'll have videos every day. So, see you tomorrow.